Anthony and our podcast back for another episode. Frankie C is here.
You act like you're surprised.
What up, big dog?
What's happening?
Can The Rock beat Donald Trump? That is our lead topic for tonight. This is a trending topic like crazy. Prince Andrew went on a 2-day porn binge once. We'll talk about that. The subway shooter, Frank James, calls Crime Stoppers on himself. This wacky and insane story got even crazier today. We duct taped a woman to a Delta Airlines seat. That's an interesting one.
We did that?
Well, not we, but society.
Oh,
Gilbert
okay.
Gottfried's cause of death was revealed. Are Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly on the outs?
No.
And what
I
does
thought they would
Megan-
last forever.
What does Megan Kelly have to do with all of this?
What about Machine Fox? Fox
who
Machine? The Fox Media Machine.
Jersey Shore star Angelina, hospitalized. We'll talk about that. An OnlyFans star is raking in $150,000 all on hubbies.
So, husbands are tuning in for 150?
Yes.
Wow.
And the amount of fans she has might be shocking.
4.
It's close.
All right.
It is close. And of course, we didn't get to the man divorcing one of his 9 wives. We'll see if we can fit that story in. I also don't think we talked about this story on the last episode. Whatever it is, we'll try and jam it all in here on.
That's what she said.
Hi-oh.
That's what she said.
Let's go. All right, thanks everybody for joining. Of course, don't forget we're taking members now here on the podcast. Link in the description below, or head on over to anthonyonair.com. Click and join right now for $2.99, $6.99, $19.99. I forget. There's 3 levels. You get 3 different levels of access to our behind the scenes, bonus footage, extra shows, all that kind of stuff. Discounts on the merch. You could even be a part of the show in one of the levels. It's insane. Become a member right now. Support the podcast. Ensure that we can be here with you for the next 10 years. Support us now. You could start at $2.99 a month. It's $3.
That's
you can't
pennies.
even get an ice cube in Starbucks
for just pennies a day.
So join up now. Link in the description below. And we love shouting out people when they join during the episode. It's really cool. Pops up on the screen. It's very nice, very fancy.
You get a nice personal shout out.
Still banned from Facebook for what we've been talking about. So again, you're seeing it right now. So a huge chunk of our revenue is gone because we can't go live on Facebook. So
our 30 days aren't up yet. When does that happen?
I don't even know. They won't even tell you. Then I reach out to them and they're like, we really want to get this done for you immediately, but we are so backed up because we're dealing with our advertisers. Just to give you,
by the time they deal with it, our ban is over and we're back on.
Yeah, it's complete. You want to hear? This is not our first topic. We're breaking rules, but do you want to hear the stupid response that I got from these?
Yes. Oh, we got a new member, Willie Thompson. Thank you, Willie Thompson, for becoming a new member.
Attaboy,
appreciate that. That's doing the right thing. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate that big time. Also, and I'm going out on a limb here, but I love your blues album. I'm not 100% sure you've released one, but with that kind of a name. Willie Thompson, like Blind Willie Thompson or some shit like that.
He goes by Slick
Willie Thompson. Yeah,
we like it.
This is I got. Hi, Anthony. Thank you for your email. I hope you're having a lovely day. First of all, I personally want to send you 1,000,000 thank you letters for the tremendous patience. Do not worry, Anthony. We won't leave you hanging. We will try our best to resolve this case. Sounds positive, does it not?
1,000,000 thank you letters.
Yeah, I'm gonna break this person back and be like, I'd like to see. Let's start with 100. Let's go.
I'm waiting for one. Give me one.
Let's go from 1 to 1,000. I'd like to see them right now.
We'll even spot you. We'll spot you a few.
Yeah,
we'll spot you the first 500,000.
Currently, our team's focus is to assist advertisers with issues on our ad platform. Due to this, we have limited resources when it comes to monetization policies and issues related to this topic. With this said, let me guide you on how you can reach the correct team for the resolution of your issue. Since you already submitted an appeal on your end, Kindly check your support inbox from time to time for the update from our dedicated internal team who handles these types of cases. Here's the link to your support inbox. And they give me a link.
I might check it, but it's not going to be kindly.
To prevent this from happening in the future, here are some helpful tips for your reference. Facebook community standards. By the way, if I read those out, you would be completely dumb. Talk about talking in circle. Do you ever read 7 paragraphs and go, there's nothing here. They've said nothing in 7 paragraphs.
Yes.
Similar to this email. So there you go. And then they give a link to why would the page be demonetized. We know
Did they say specifically what we did?
I'm reading everything. This is what they've given me, Frank.
Okay, all right.
We know that the outcome wasn't exactly what you have hoped for. Nonetheless, we're pleased that we could at least get some clarity on the matter.
What clarity?
For any clarification, you may reach back to us through this email, and we'll be glad to help you. For any other issues, please feel free to initiate a chat support session at the following link. Thank you for your Thank you for your patience while we work on your concern. We will now proceed in closing this ticket.
Closing it? Oh, it's matter's over. It's resolved.
This is all in one email. It's all in one email.
So wait a minute. So she's invited you to reply to that email. So can you reply back and say, what the hell did we do? What did we say? What specifically got us banned?
She went from going, no, and that was what happened. And this is the response.
Oh, that's the response from what did we do wrong?
She wants to send me 1,000,000 thank yous. The team's focusing on the advertisers. Since we already submitted appeal, check the inbox. They have limited resources. With that said, let me guide you on how you can reach the correct team, which they did.
I find it hard to believe that Facebook has limited resources.
It's like they literally copied and pasted 17 paragraphs on responses to people's emails, and she just put I hope one of these things
sticks. Yeah, applies to whatever you're talking about.
What would you do? How do you respond to something like this?
I would respond with one sentence. What did we do wrong specifically?
Yeah.
That's it. Tell me what we did.
It's amazing. They just never tell you.
You did it. We do a 2-hour show roughly. How are we supposed to know what part of that show violated the thing? We don't know. I mean, everything's so broad. The definitions. Tell us is there a sentence, a topic? Was there something specifically that we said? Is it a curse? Is it a swear? Anything like that we shouldn't say? Tell us. We're not gonna butt heads with you on everything. If there's a rule that we violated, highlight it for us. Say, hey, this is what you did, and we'd be like, all right, I guess we did that.
Is it JSABs? We'll get rid of JSABs. I don't give a shit.
Out the door.
Not a problem.
See you later.
Does Frank and I have to switch sides? Is this better? Does that help?
No, that's weird. Stop.
It feels weird, doesn't it? It feels
You're
like
freaking me out, man.
World.
I don't like this. This is freaking me out.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Is this right? I'm gonna sit here like this. Okay.
All right. Anyway, so there's the Facebook fucking bullshit.
Great.
And
so nothing resolved. Wonderful.
And here's the thing, say what you will about Facebook,
I will.
I mean about YouTube, but at least they go this. They'll tell you hey, in hour 1 in 43 minutes in, this happened.
They do that?
Yeah, they will. Well,
that's good.
To a degree. For the most part, no, but if there's
at least they're trying.
If there's a real bad violation, they'll go, okay, this. And you go, okay. All right, I get that.
That's helpful. That at least you're doing something helpful. You're pointing out the problems. This is you did a 2-hour show and something you did on that or said that violated our rules. Okay, what did we do? Well, read the rules and you'll see.
And I can't. The rules are. Now you see what you did. Now,
no, you don't.
Here's the community standards. You ready for some of these?
Is this going to be like the Declaration of Independence? What are we doing here?
This is it. Every day, people use Facebook to share their experiences, connect with friends and family, and build communities.
That's not what we use it for.
It's a service for more than 2 billion people to freely express themselves across countries and cultures in dozens of languages.
How freely?
Meta recognizes how important it is for Facebook to be a place where people feel empowered to communicate, and we take our role seriously in keeping abuse off the service. That's why we develop standards for what is and isn't allowed on Facebook. All right, so let me just skip to it because there's more of that, but I'll just skip to it. I'll just skip to the authenticity. We want to make sure the content people see on Facebook is authentic. We believe that authenticity creates a better environment for sharing, and that's why we don't want people using Facebook to misrepresent who they are or what they're doing.
I think we're pretty authentic.
Safety.
Speaking of authenticity is somewhere around here.
Safety. We're committed to making Facebook a safe place. We remove content that could contribute to a risk or harm harm to the physical security of persons.
Sounds good.
Content that threatens people, has the potential to intimidate, exclude, or silence others isn't allowed on Facebook.
Did you threaten someone in the last show?
I don't know. Who can keep track of all this shit?
I can't keep track of your threats.
Privacy. We're committed to protecting personal privacy and information. Privacy gives people the freedom to be themselves, choose how and when to share on Facebook, and connect more easily. Dignity. We believe that people are equal in dignity and rights. We expect that people will respect the dignity of others and not harass or degrade others.
Sounds good.
That is it.
That's the whole thing. Somehow we violated all that.
Yeah.
Or one of those things.
A violation is in there somewhere.
We did one of those things wrong.
Yeah, they drill down more to okay, safety, suicide, self-injury, child exploitation, things like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, nothing.
I think you threatened someone.
Nothing we've done anywhere in any way, shape, or form resembles a violation to any of that stuff.
If you would stop threatening me, I feel like I get threatened by you at least twice an episode.
Well, you're also very aggravating. So does that?
Yeah, but that doesn't violate the rules.
I feel like I'm justified in that respect. What up, J Sabs?
Mic check. Mic check.
Yeah, we got you.
All right, can we get to the first topic now that you completely derailed the whole...
my God, what?
Yeah.
Well, first of all...
Goodbye.
All right, well, that was fun.
Go ahead.
Jack me off for $2. Facebook would not let me post a TikTok link today. What the F?
I wonder if it's Jack is the problem. I don't know.
We could say it's his name of the Newport Mehoffs. They're a wonderful family. They contribute to the show.
Yeah. Well, people are getting suspended off of Facebook like crazy now. Like I feel like every day I go on and somebody goes, "Oh, I'm out of Facebook jail. I could post again," and I'm like, what happened? I don't even know what you did.
Can I interject here?
Sure can.
Yeah.
You know, like you're joking around with your friends and you're like, "I'm going to kill you," or "I'm going to kick your ass," or "I'll kick his ass," talking about anyone or anything. That's considered a threat, even though it's a joke.
Well, how do you know it's a joke? What if it's "I'm going to kick your ass"?
No, it's someone said
you know it's a joke, but how I think it's all computers kind of going through it.
Well, that's the thing. It's an overreach because if it was really somebody feeling threatened, then they can report it. But now it's just like a bot going through and being like, "All right, let's just suspend this account for 7 days."
Well, what about this? I saw there's a movie that I like, and there's like a group that I'm a member of, and one of the on Facebook, one of the
wait, what's the group? Men who go to women's gyms?
Right. One of the lines from the movie is a chant. It's like he says, "I want to KILL everyone. Satan is good. Satan is our pal." That's the line from the movie. What? It's a stupid chant that's making fun of something in the movie. Okay. The movie is The Burbs. I'll put it out there.
Okay.
The Burbs with Tom Hanks.
Why were you protecting the Burbs so hard just now?
I don't know.
Okay.
But someone posted that in the fan page. Someone just posted the and they got banned for I don't know how many days because they posted a quote from the movie. Now, do you agree with that?
It's insanity. It is insanity The overreaction to
Was it
Donald
white
Trump.
people guilt? Go ahead.
Yes, it's all of it.
What
It's
does that have to do?
everything wrong. We would not be having this problem if Republicans were running social media.
Stop it.
We
We'd
would
have
not be
You
all-
having
sound so
this.
low. I don't know why.
We'd have all new sets of problems.
No, we wouldn't.
Yes, we would.
So we'd have some more insurrections. What's the big fucking deal?
We'd have more insurrections. We'd
We'll have jokes again. Remember jokes?
We'd have, kids being able to get married, like in Tennessee. The normal stuff.
Anyway, let's
What?
get to the
Am I
first
wrong?
stupid topic.
All right.
I don't know. I forgot what you were
First
saying.
talk. Come on.
Given
we
J
tech-
Sab's anxiety.
We kind of shoehorned the first topic in there with Facebook.
All right, can The Rock beat Donald Trump? Trump's ex-chief of staff. I'm not sure which one because he had 17 in the 4 years.
Right. Which
But-
one's not in jail?
I think this was Mick Mulvaney. Mick Mulvaney, great name by the way.
Is it?
He says that there are only 3 Republicans who can give Donald Trump a real challenge for the White House in 2024. Those 3 Republicans, everybody could probably guess the first one is easy.
Right.
Ron DeSantis.
Mm-hmm.
Then he named The Rock. And then he named Tim Scott. If you're wondering who the hell that is, that's okay.
Who the hell is that?
Yeah, a lot of people are wondering who Tim Scott is. He is, I think he's let me see here. I don't think he's a senator. I think he's in the House of Representatives. What? What are you laughing at?
Jack me off. Any bets of how many minutes until J-Sabs coughs up some of her long-term C19 lung? I don't know why it made me laugh so hard.
That really hit you.
Mhm.
That is pretty funny. I like calling it C19 lung. That's a nice little
You know what?
nice branding. Yeah.
Jack me off. I'm stealing that because I like it.
So anyway, what do you think here? Tim Scott, The Rock, or Ron DeSantis?
Well, The Rock it's unclear if he's a Republican or not, because he a long time ago, he spoke at the Republican National Convention once, but he endorsed Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Who knows what, I feel like he's a little more politically correct these days and stands on the Democratic side a little more than the Republican side. I'm not sure what he is, Democrat or Republican technically, but I don't think he would run. My opinion, I don't think he would run as a Republican.
I find it interesting you said he is politically correct and
Right.
you identified that with Democrat.
I
Yep.
was just going to ask that question. So
That's
you
what-
can't be politically correct and a Republican.
You can, but I feel like more politically correct I feel like Democrats lean a little more politically correct than Republicans.
Frank's like, please let him be Democrat. Please let him be Democrat. Please
No,
let
I
him be
don't.
Democrat."
I don't want him to run at all. I don't want The Rock to run for any kind of government at all.
Why is that?
Because he's a celebrity. He knows nothing. Same reason I didn't want Trump to run, because he's not a politician. He knows nothing about any of this.
Yeah, but look
Also-
how good that went for everybody.
Oh,
Right. Also,
great.
can you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Maybe he's cooking something good for the country, Frank.
That was honestly, that probably had to be one of the most corniest things that happened in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, that was his wrestling.
Yeah, but you
thing.
know what? Wrestling is corny to begin with, and that's even cornier. Right. Right.
Can you guys
Over-
do the eyebrow?
Over on your corny meter?
Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?
I can only do
What?
it on one side.
God, it's so corny.
Jay Sabs, can you do the eyebrow? Nope.
Yeah, but I mean, you were right. The whole wrestling thing is corny.
Yeah, I am against celebrities being like, again,
Republicans?
no, politicians running for president. I mean, my standard, especially lately, has been you should have to pass this test. That's what it should be, and nobody's doing that. But I feel like if you can't,
The Mario
Pass.
door test?
the Mario door test, what is that?
I'll take who else doesn't Frank want to be a Republican for 500? Thanks,
I didn't
Alex.
say Republican. I said politician. I don't want a celebrity. My favorite celebrity.
You mean Republican though?
No, not at all.
Okay,
Not
let me
at
ask you a
all.
question. If The Rock was running against Trump as a Democrat,
Whoa.
No.
who would you vote for?
Oh.
Those are my only two choices?
And yeah, he gets the Rock gets the Democratic
Yes.
nomination. He's running against Trump. Who do you vote for?
I would
He's
vote for The
voting-
Rock.
Anybody who runs against Trump.
I've
he's
seen
voting.
Trump's work, and I disagree with all of it.
Okay,
So-
if let's say The Rock beats Trump in the Republican convention and
Okay.
runs against Joe Biden, who are you voting for?
Joe
Whoa.
Biden.
Ugh.
Wow.
An experienced
Don't you Yeah.
politician. The Rock would be. We can't have a president learning his way through the presidency. I'm sorry. If Joe Biden was a Republican and The Rock was running as a Democrat, I would vote for Joe Biden because The Rock is inexperienced.
Because you
He
hate
doesn't know what he's
Republicans.
doing.
What if
No, I
Joe
said
Biden
Republican.
was running as a Republican?
Who's running against him?
Kid
Ron
Rock.
DeSantis. Oh.
No.
Kid Rock as a Democrat?
Wow.
And
I don't
and
know
Chris
what the
Rock.
hell to think.
It's
I'd
a
have to-
rock off. It's the rocks.
We're getting our rocks off.
Actually, Anthony, I like yours
2024.
better. Anthony, that was a good one.
What?
Kid Rock versus The Rock. Who's Frank voting for?
Yeah.
Well, Kid Rock's
Depends.
a Republican, so Frank's like,
Hold
"Nope."
on, Frank. Wait. Kid Rock, Chris Rock, and The Rock. Marry, fuck, kill. Who would give me your?
You kill Kid Rock.
You are just.
I'd probably marry Chris Rock, and I'd
Mhm.
have to fuck The Rock. Although he might destroy me.
Mhm. Yeah, that would.
And that's
you would,
why I would choose.
That'd be one bloody asshole. I got
That would be that'd be a mess.
Yeah,
It'd be like Ralph Rex, Frankie C.
yeah. I would say that Kid Rock's got the smallest penis out of all of them. I would fuck him.
That's probably true.
You don't think so?
No, I said that's true.
Okay, let's go, Janine. Penis ranks right now. Who's got the bigger rock in their pants? Chris Rock, Kid Rock, or The Rock? You think The Rock has a small penis? Cuddles thinks The Rock has a small penis.
That's 100%.
I would actually say Chris Rock first because, well, we all know the myth. And then The Rock. And then Kid Rock.
Rock's a big dude.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily
No,
mean.
it doesn't. But you
'Cause
think
I
everything's in
know.
proportion?
Because I know.
All right.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, did we ever? Jack Me Off has a pretty good point. Did we ever smell what your room was cooking?
No,
Did we ever get to the bottom of that?
the room, it just stopped smelling, and I didn't do anything. I don't know what happened.
It just stopped smelling.
Yeah, the odor just went away, and then we didn't clean anything up.
Thank you,
I don't
Paige.
know.
Right.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't know. I have no idea
Oh,
what
there goes the
happened.
first. That wasn't a COVID cough, though. That was a dry cough.
Well, it's we're getting there. He said the 45-minute mark.
Mm,
We'll keep an eye out.
20 minutes.
All right, well let's hammer down for real on what
That's what she said.
Mulvaney said, which is that these
Who?
are the three people that could beat Trump. I mean, legitimately, do you think these three can beat, or one of these three can beat Trump?
Who was it? The Rock,
Tim Scott.
DeSantis, and Tim Scott.
And Ron DeSantis.
I think. No, I don't think. I honestly don't think if he ran again in the Republican primary, if Trump ran again, I think he would probably take it.
Jay Saps, your thoughts?
I have to agree with Frank. I don't.
Wow.
If anything, DeSantis maybe, but I
Yeah,
don't even know who
exactly.
Tim Scott is. So, but then again, I don't know who a lot of people are. Go ahead.
I thought Tim Scott was a property brother until I read the article. I was pretty sure he's one of the property brothers.
I thought he was a chef on MasterChef.
There you go. Could have been either way.
Chef Tim Scott.
I honestly, by the way, I'm on the record, on the air. I don't even know when, but I said that The Rock will be president, and I stand by that still. I still think he'll be president.
Man, I'm telling you, this test has to be put out there. You have to pass the test to become a lawyer. You have to pass tests to become a doctor. You should have to pass a test to become the president of the United States.
Here's why I think The Rock could beat Trump, because he has what Trump no longer has, which is outsider appeal. Trump's whole thing was outsider repeal. I'm not a politician.
But he's already got that. He's
I'm
already
not.
got.
No, that's
He's-
how he won the first time. He went against the dirtiest, murderous politician, and
How did we get banned from Facebook?
he played he played that card to a T, and he won. He doesn't have that anymore. He's 4 years in.
He's already got his base though nailed
He
down.
has a political record though, and I think that The Rock could unearth him if he really, really wanted to. By the way, I think The Rock is an incredibly intelligent and charismatic person
100%, totally.
who's kind of the type of person that you want in that seat.
I would agree.
Sounds like someone has a little crush on The Rock.
I would agree. The only thing keeping me from
Like
saying
The
yes,
Rock.
go The Rock would be if
The
he
Republican ticket?
No, he would have to, become well versed in. Like, I would want to hear him talk about current issues and hear his policy. I don't want to vote. I wouldn't vote for him just because he's The Rock and I like him. He's a great actor. He's charismatic. He's smart. Whatever. I'd want to hear him speak about politics. I wouldn't want to just hire him as the president. It's like a job interview. You want to know that this guy could handle the job.
Okay, Cuddles just brought up a good point. Isn't this kind of like Zelensky? He was the outsider comedian guy.
Okay.
And now look, he's killing it over there in the Ukraine. He's holding the whole damn thing together.
He's doing great. Yeah.
He was on the Oscars. Did you see them? He was great.
I didn't see it, but that's true. But
nobody
worked
slapped
out.
him, so you might have missed it. But he was there and he was good.
Great.
Yeah.
That worked out.
All right, who would you vote for, Frank? Zelensky running on the Republican ticket or Putin on the Democrat ticket?
You're an ass.
You have to choose.
Zelensky, you giant idiot.
You would vote Republican?
Against Putin? Yes.
Wait until I tell everybody on the podcast.
Yep.
Yeah, Putin does not deserve to hold any kind of office anymore. Putin's out.
You just lost your chance at that CNN gig they were calling about.
Oh, nuts.
Yeah. I think The Rock would be interesting. By the way, The Rock, he went from starring in The Tooth Fairy to being the biggest movie star on the planet.
Worst movie ever. Go ahead.
Highest paid. Yeah.
Like that takes some serious talent. He went from
He's
I'm
great.
super popular in wrestling to I'm in the fucking Tooth Fairy to now I can just greenlight whatever $300 million movie I want to. Like that takes
Love The
talent.
Rock. The Rock is amazing. He's a great actor. He's a really kind person. He does a lot of charity stuff. He does all this stuff. He's a great person. I just want someone who knows how to run a country. I want someone who knows, like if he all of a sudden said,
I don't know if I've ever had anybody who knows how to run a country.
Well, at least some experience in government, or if he said, I took a course in political science. I'm doing all this stuff. I'm doing all this research, all this work. And he went up and laid out his platform and his politics, his ideas, and they were sound and he knew what he was talking about. Then I would be like, oh, maybe we got something here. I'm not
The
opposed
Rock you're talking about.
The Rock, yeah.
But if he was on the Republican ticket, how would that go? None of that would be.
I want to hear what he says, but
Okay.
I don't know. But if he speaks intelligently about these political issues, about different countries and inflation and everything that's going on, then he's got my ear. But other than that, he's a movie star. I don't know about his political, intelligence or anything like that.
I don't think that birds would feel that they could shit on him and get away with it too if he were president. Let me just put that out there. I think birds would be afraid to shit on him.
Definitely not.
Whereas our current administration getting shit on a lot, from what I understand, both on Fox News and with birds.
But the birds are fake, so it doesn't matter.
True. That is true. We did learn that through the pandemic. The birds are indeed fake. All right. Well, we'll wait and see. I think DeSantis is a real challenge. I don't know about The Rock running this time around. I do think he's going to run at some point. I just don't know when that is. And I think he's got outsider appeal. And I think, again, like we learned with Trump, we're more ready for outsiders than we ever have been before. And
How did this come up? How did the Rock get his hat thrown into the ring?
The Rock has been brought up for the last 2 elections.
But how? Like, was it his idea, or did people just go, "We like The Rock so much, he should run the country"?
Well, when you're looking at Trump and Hillary and it's complete dog shit, you go, who else could we throw around out there to get some people excited?
So that's what it was. It was a popularity contest.
Well, and then when it was dog shit part 2, more dog shitter between Biden and Trump, we were like, maybe we'll talk about The Rock again and see what happens. So he's been brought up for the last couple of elections. That's just been the thing. Everybody's been buzzing about him for quite some time now.
I think just as a because Tom Hanks is busy. I don't know. I think it was like we just picking the most popular actor out there, the personality that America loves, and they were just putting him out there. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, but there's something to that. There's something to liking the person.
Absolutely. Again, I love The Rock. I think he's great.
Unless he's on the Republican ticket.
No, not necessarily. But can he run a country is the problem. You know, he could run. He has a successful
Biden
brand.
Could Trump?
Trump, no, he could not. Biden's not doing terrible.
Yeah,
no, I mean,
what? What's he doing bad?
I don't know if we've really had a great this guy's killing it right now. In the last,
Obama did all right.
He did okay. Yeah, he did okay.
Come on, after W, Obama brought it back.
Brought America back again.
Right.
Prince Andrew went on a 2-day porn binge. First of all, who hasn't been there? I mean,
wait, hold on.
You got free time.
What is in the middle of a 2-day porn binge right now? That's why she keeps
in the middle
camera. Yeah.
What? When did this 2-day porn binge happen?
1993. Back when Kurt Cobain was around. When did Kurt Cobain die? 93? 94?
4, I think.
94. After Kurt Cobain died, let me tell you something. It was all fucking downhill from there. We never recovered from that.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
There was no internet, I don't think, in 93.
Truth.
So this was just, what, videotapes?
It was good old-fashioned pornography, my friend.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, buddy.
Breaking out the VHS and the and the magazines or whatever the hell he had.
Yeah. Well, there's a new book. There always is, isn't there? There's just always a new book out.
Mm-hmm.
And in this book, there was a Prince Andrew stayed at this California golf ranch as a guest of a U.S. diplomat. That was Lee Annenberg, the wife of former U.S. ambassador to the U.K., Walter Annenberg. While staying at her Palm Springs estate in 1993, after splitting from his wife, Sarah Ferguson, according to an excerpt from Tina Brown's book, Lee was appalled when the Duke of York, who was already nicknamed Randy Andy, pulled up in his bedroom for 2 days, apparently watching porn on cable TV, according to the report.
Oh, boy.
The Duke was always oversexed as a boob-ogling adolescent, Brown writes in the book. This is the book that we talked about the last episode, too.
Just to interject here.
Yeah.
I'm kind of on the side of Brian Sanders when he says Jerry Seinfeld for president. Because all he has to do is go, what's the deal with Putin? And everybody be like, yeah, what is the deal with Putin? And he'd be out. That's how you take care of things.
He would never want to run for president, though. He's too...
No, he wouldn't. He's too... It's like getting him to do his show again. He's not going to do it.
He's just not going to do it. Yeah.
He's had his success, and he's just riding it out now. He's retired, I feel. I'm sure he's doing more stand up, but that's where he loves to be. All right, sorry, go ahead. So
no, that's okay. So 2
did
days.
We lose
of porn.
J-Sabs?
I wish he's looking at porn.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm doing something right now.
So he held up 2 days in, what was it? A hotel? Not a hotel. It was like an estate
at
somewhere.
Her house.
At her house.
Yeah.
And he just stayed in his room
for 2 days looking at porn.
2 days.
Isn't that weird? Okay, let me just say this.
Did he eat
I don't
anything?
I want to defend this pile of shit.
No.
But being held up and watching 2 days of porn, I feel like everybody does that at some point in their life. My wife does it all the time. I got to get her out of it.
Oh boy.
I don't think that that's a crazy thing, especially coming off of a relationship breakup. Where this gets entirely psychotic is doing it at somebody else's home.
Yeah, but 2 days. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen. But after 10
Oh, after
minutes,
7.5 minutes, I can't even.
it's like I don't want to look at anything ever again.
I can't be bothered. I
It's
just
over.
can't be
The
bothered.
allure is gone.
Yeah, I agree with that. 2 days is a bit much.
2 days. I mean, I'm sure he's napping at some point in between there, but that's not healthy.
Yeah, and let's be honest, the storylines in pornography just can't support a longer.
Can you imagine if there's one porn out there that has like the best storyline, but it never gets acknowledgement because it's porn?
Mm.
Like there's probably like a Citizen Kane of porn out there,
Oh,
and nobody recognizes it.
What is the Citizen Kane of porn? That's
Right.
That's a great topic.
Hmm.
Jack Meoff for $2 says, "I bet Prince Andrew's safe word is prolapsed."
Ew.
That's the hell of a safe word, unless that's what he's into. Then all
J
bets are
Sabs,
off.
this is your area of expertise. What's the Citizen Kane of porn?
Ooh. Last Tango in Paris.
Isn't that a real movie?
No, isn't it a porn?
I don't know. That sounds like a real movie to me.
No, I think it's a real movie.
No,
You're thinking of Last Mango in Paris Hilton's ass. I think that's the one.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Classic.
No, it is a good one.
I don't know how many awards that won, but it's not enough.
Let's admit though, One Night in Paris, that's kind of that's a Citizen Kane of porn names.
That is a great name for porn.
One Night in Paris. I don't think we're ever gonna get better than that.
Yeah, we peaked.
Like for as big as the Tommy and Pam porn video was, that never had a great name to it.
No, it was just the Tommy and Pam video.
Yeah. He did the Kardashian video. Now that I think about it, right? Hers didn't.
We should name these things. Tommy and Pam. What can we name them?
How you gonna top One Night in Paris? There's
hepatitis.
Hepatitis. Okay.
It's not bad.
It's not the worst thing in the world.
What all right, the Kardashian one. I got nothing.
I'm surprised that you never watched Entourage, did you?
No.
Yes.
So do you remember J Sabs in Entourage when Billy, what was his last name? Billy Walsh. He left real movies to do porn movies.
Yeah.
Never goes that way, does it?
Like they found a script they wanted to do, and they're like, "Oh, Billy Walsh is the only one who can," and he had done movies with the star of the show. And so like, let's go find him, and they go and find him, and he's on a porn set. And he's like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "They gave me a 6-picture deal."
Why not?
That's funny.
At that point, why not?
Yeah, because he was all mad because Hollywood had ruined his last vision or whatever kind of bullshit. So, but anyway, the reason why I bring it up is I'm surprised that nobody has tried to do that. Like these serious filmmakers have tried to just go off and be like, you know what? I'm gonna make the Citizen Kane of porn. I'm gonna shoot something that looks amazing.
Like
it's got a great story.
Yeah, the Titanic, but porn. The Titanic ass. I don't know. But like the visual effects, it's got like a $40 million budget.
Forrest Hump. Go ahead.
Right. And it's got special effects. It's got everything. But it's porn. Never happens.
Yeah. I wonder. I just think because that movie could lose out to your neighbors with an iPhone. That could get more views. And
but the thing is, there's a story too. Like, it's like an actual movie. But it's a hardcore porn.
What was the one? Was it Soderbergh? The one was about the hooker. What was that called?
What?
The Girlfriend Experience? Was that it? That was it.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
That was with the girl who was in Entourage too. She wound up being in Entourage. I forget her name. She was a porn star. And she went and did like a legitimate thing, and that was that. But it was all about like a hooker. But it was there was a lot of, it wasn't a porn per se. It was a movie with a story.
Yeah. See, there's always a line. It's either porn or it's a legitimate movie. They should make a legitimate porn movie.
People love Boogie Nights. That movie is still fucking hysterical. There are some parts in that movie that are hilarious.
Sure. But it's not really a porn.
No, it's not really a porn.
Wait, Jack Me Off said Human Centipede, but that's not really a porn. It's
I
more
never
of
saw
like
that one.
it's a disgusting movie. It's funny, but it's not a porn.
I don't know what they. I feel like porn has to show a lot of stuff. I don't know what they show in that. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm very interested in the next topic though. But go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, what's the next one?
All right, next topic. Frank James calls Crime Stoppers on himself. Frank James is
I
the
have to show myself.
Brooklyn subway shooter.
So, is this true? He actually called Crime Stoppers on himself. He turned himself in.
Yes.
Yeah.
First of all, it's just a crazy thing that happened. There's a
Yes.
lot of angles and just different things that I've read. People that I've talked to, NYPD that I've talked to that are friends.
So,
Big
for people
time.
around the world who don't know what's going
Yeah,
on,
why don't you
with this
run
story,
down? Go run
Give-
down a recap.
Yeah,
Do it.
give us the synopsis of
Take
this
it.
whole thing.
You want me to do a recap?
Yeah, but not like that. But regular.
Not like that.
Yeah.
Like a normal person.
Fuck you guys, I'm going home. So yesterday morning, an individual got on the train in Sunset Park, Brooklyn. And he put on a gas mask, which honestly is not crazy because of COVID, because people do walk around with them on like morons.
Mhm.
Sorry, but there's just no other word for that. And he was talking to himself and saying things. So some people said that they were like, but you know what? That's not really like a concern on the subway. Like that happened to me daily.
People talk to themselves out loud all the time.
Right. And when they were getting right into the station, he threw a smoke bomb and then started shooting. 33 shots, 13 people shot, total 29 injured.
But nobody died.
Nobody died.
That's amazing.
But there were some kids who were injured.
Oh, that's terrible.
From
People running,
people
getting
running,
knocked over and stuff.
just getting hit with things too.
Yeah.
And
Wait, were they creating a path for the kids to get out?
no, they didn't say they didn't say anything about that.
Bobo the Clown episode.
Was there a clown? Yeah. Okay.
But
Go ahead.
So when they got into this station, now this is where it's like not really clear what they. I don't know if he continued to shoot or stopped when they pulled in, but what he did was we didn't know.
He started shooting on the train or on the platform?
He was still on the train.
Okay.
And then when they got into the station, like, everybody ran out. There was smoke. Everybody was like, in a panic.
Right.
But they never really said what happened, what he did. Turns out he went to a train that was right across the platform that was coming in and I guess going to the next station.
Probably going the opposite direction.
Yeah. So, of course there was like a manhunt and, it's so crazy because it's like the game of telephone. There's so many like rumors. As soon as like these things happen, they're like, oh, this happened, this happened, and then they change it completely. It's like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, because it's mass chaos.
Because you know what to believe,
obviously.
right?
Yeah.
And then they could not find him. But today, well, actually, a person he wasn't being called that he actually was the shooter last night, but just a person of interest.
He turned himself in as a person of interest?
Well,
No, he didn't turn himself in. He called. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So this person of interest was, I guess, just displayed on the news last night, and how they got his actual name was the idiot left his gun in a bag on the train, prints on it. Gun had a serial number. They tracked it down to Philadelphia or Pennsylvania. I think it was
Pittsburgh
Philadelphia.
or
Yeah. and then they tracked him by his Metro card, which he used in that station because he bought it through a credit card. I have thoughts on that, but
well, he's no criminal mastermind. He's clearly just a psychopath.
Right.
Yeah.
So, this is where it gets like so of course there's Crime Stoppers, which is a hotline where you give tips. Not just a tip though. Thanks. And I still can't believe this. He calls and he said, "I think I'm the person you're looking for. I'll be at this McDonald's if you want to come by."
Yeah, that's what he said.
If you're interested.
What?
He said, "I want to clear things. I'll be at this McDonald's if you. I want to clear things up."
Clear things up?
Yeah.
All right, so they picked him up, and it's confirmed he's the guy that they were looking for?
Yep.
He's definitely... Okay.
Was it at the McDonald's or it was somewhere, and then somebody saw him and called it in, right? That's
Yeah.
what happened?
He was walking West Village. I'm not sure if this guy saw him before he called himself in or afterwards. But this guy was he was cute, though. He was very excited about that he was the one that...
Oh, the guy who called it in?
Yeah, he was like, I saw him and I told people to stay away from him. And I was telling him that's the guy from who shot up in the subway yesterday. But he was really cute. He was.
Okay.
And he was like, I just want everyone to be nice. And I was like, wait, what?
All right, so that's good. We got a guy who turned him in, but they were gonna go get him anyway. He was he was at the McDonald's or whatever. They picked him up. He's in custody.
Fucking walking around the East Village, the West Village. I can't remember. He sat at an outdoor dining place. Then he went and charged his fucking phone for a little while. Like he was walking around like nothing happened.
All right, so this guy's obviously nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just lucky. Nobody was killed. People were hurt.
It's amazing they found him because he fucking looks like everybody. Like there's not a distinct feature on this guy.
He's kind of huge. He's a big guy, right?
He's a big guy, but I feel like you walk down the street, you see 7 of that exact fucking person walking around in New York City.
Right, like, that's true.
There's nothing, distinct.
He doesn't have tattoos. He's not wearing anything weird. Just a normal looking guy.
Wears a baseball cap and a shirt, and it's like, how the fuck?
Right.
Well, the guy was able to identify him because he had to be there at the scene.
Yeah, what's he get? Like $50K, I think, or something for turning him in, right?
Wow, that's huge.
It's a lottery win.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so they got him. I wonder.
Was there anything else weird, Janine? You said there was like a.
Well, he had a YouTube channel where basically they were saying that they did not make a big deal out of it. Like, they didn't call it a terrorist attack because he's a BLM guy, which people were mad about that because what did Jack say? I can't see.
His phone was about to die.
Oh boy. Jack me off for the win.
Sat down and charged it. What are you gonna do? Yeah,
Lost my train of thought now.
Go ahead. So he supports BLM. So you think that's why they're not calling it a terrorist thing?
That's what people were saying, and he had like political videos about the new mayor. So it was like very strange, just very strange. Like, for anybody who knows Brooklyn and the city, that's not where really it's not a hot spot.
It's busy down,
It's busy, but it's not a hot spot. It's not like just not there. So I don't really think he did not know where to really do it. Honestly, he should have done it in Times Square because there's way more people. I mean, really, like
should have done it anywhere.
No, but I'm saying that's where people do things. They've tried to before.
Yeah, people do things everywhere. Plus, this is Brooklyn. It's not like it's the middle of nowhere.
No, but it's not the most popular part.
No, and I'm sure he wanted to. I don't know if he wanted to get away with it. He turned himself in, but I'm sure at the time he wasn't looking to be in the most crowded area to get away with whatever he was going to do. Plus, it was the
I don't know.
subway. You're not in Times Square. He probably, I don't know what his plan. There's no really telling what his plan, if he had any kind of plan, or what his motive, or what the hell was going on, until he comes out and says, "This is what I was doing," which I'm sure is going to be batshit insane. Whatever he says.
Paul's got it right. Anyone who rents a van needs to be on a watch list from now on. I
Yep.
completely agree with this 1,000%.
Boom. Yeah, vans are red. They should just call them red flags.
Yeah.
The red flag van company.
I
Just
think
rent
as soon
from
as you
us.
go to rent a van, they should just take you in for questioning right away.
That's
Like,
yeah.
fuck you
What
doing with a van for?
Yeah, either hire a moving company,
Yeah.
or you don't need a van.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, but and then to call you. I mean, he obviously has mental issues, but to call and be like, "Hey, you looking for me? I'm gonna be at the McDonald's over here."
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Big
I
Mac's
don't
on me.
I'm
That was
curious.
the best part. I'll be at the McDonald's so we can clear
Right.
this up. But I agree though, because I tuned in to check it all out when it happened, and I did find it kind of ironic. I flipped around to a couple channels. Nobody used the old T word
Nope.
for the first like 45 minutes to an hour and a half of this whole thing, and I'm like, how could this not be
Right.
like? And they always go like or domestic or foreign terrorist attack. We don't know and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Nobody used that word, which I found quite ironic.
it is
Strange.
weird. So that anytime there's a shooting, let's say the Vegas thing, Orlando, they've been called terrorists, right?
Well, they've been calling them domestic terrorists.
Yeah,
if
it's
they're
different.
American.
Right. So that's what he should be called. He's a domestic terrorist.
Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll take the liberty and call him that.
Well, I mean, honestly, at this point, I don't mind if they don't say it because it just sounds like a nut bar went nutty and just shot some people up. But to not like throw that in there the first few hours of calling it a domestic terrorist event is kind of interesting. I wonder why we suddenly took a 180 on this.
Why wouldn't you want to call him a terrorist now?
I think a terrorist is somebody who commits an act to inflict terror, to scare, especially people from everyday lives. I don't know if this guy is necessarily all there enough to fully concoct that sort of a thing.
The thing is, not everybody sees it as that either. Like, people see someone as a terrorist who hates one country or another so much that they just want to cause something, like an outside person.
Yeah, that's an international terror or foreign that's a local terror, or what is it, domestic terrorist?
The thing is, though,
that's different.
They throw that term out very loosely nowadays, because in 1993, when I don't know if you guys remember because you were youngings.
I think we're both older than you.
Long Island Railroad shooting.
Yeah.
They never called that guy a terrorist.
It was also pre-terrorist.
What?
Words.
Right.
I feel like once 9/11 happened, the word terrorism
that became a thing.
Became way more popular.
Well, yes, but the first time the towers were hit was, I think that was what,
93.
Yep. So I know that guy was never called one. And
no, was he though? I don't know.
He wasn't. He actually was he was just a nut job too. He was from Jamaica, moved here, was here years, and then I don't know if you remember, but he
couldn't make the bobsled team, and that's what set him off.
Got it. Of course, I went down the rabbit hole last night because why wouldn't I? He actually fired his lawyers, and he used himself as a lawyer and spoke about himself in the third person.
Oh, this was what the heck is his name?
I'm gonna forget.
He was on the Long Island Railroad.
Bernie Getz.
No, not Bernie Getz.
Oh.
Jackie Childs. Yeah, Jackie Childs. What the hell was his name? This is gonna annoy the hell out of me.
Jim Carrey.
Right.
No.
All right. While you think of that, Slim Reaper says, "Come on, Aunt. You should know by now that in America you can only be a terrorist if you're white and a Republican."
That's
They
true.
did
no
they call
sense.
Kyle Rittenhouse a terrorist? I don't remember.
I mean, Colin
don't-
Ferguson was the guy.
There you go.
Colin Ferguson.
Well,
I don't think he did. I don't think that they did because, well, he didn't go around like trying to kill people for no reason. It wasn't like a situation like this. So I don't know because, like you said, after 9/11, that term, it's like, how is he a terrorist?
It has nothing to do with political party. It's if you cause terror, you cause a lot of injury and damage to people, murder. You're a terror. I think it's the new word for like mass murderer. It's just you're a terrorist if you're domestic or foreign, doesn't matter. You cause a lot of harm.
They didn't call Columbine kids that.
That was also when was that?
You know, it's interesting. They rarely do with the school stuff. That's always a mass shooting or school shooting. They don't really use the terrorist term there. Ever.
Well, I think most because that's more. I don't think it's politically motivated. I think that's just because they were just nuts. That's it.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the fine line is.
You're right. I think you just nailed it. Politically, I think if there's a political motivation to try and change or scare people's daily life and routine into, to raise awareness or into something else, I think that's kind of where that terrorist word can come in.
I guess maybe that's where it originated, and then I think it broadened as we went on. Like it just if someone.
Sure, because you were just a terrorist, and then all of a sudden we started saying domestic terrorist.
Yeah.
And then when domestic terrorist became a thing, then we went to you're either an international terrorist or domestic terrorist, which, by the way, makes me think maybe we should open up a domestic house of pancakes and see how that does.
Ooh.
A little bit more American pride in the whole thing. No fucking French toast.
What?
Only American stuff.
I like French toast.
We'll call it freedom toast.
That's dumb.
And also, what's the waffle with the ice cream on top? What do you call that?
Belgian waffle?
None of that shit either. That'll be the Boston waffle.
You're an idiot.
See? Fucking domestic house of pancakes. We're fucking moving some shit.
I don't like it.
America, baby. You wouldn't. You're a fucking fascist Democrat.
I'm a what?
Fascist Democrat.
That's cute.
But yeah,
I don't give a shit what you people look at. Bird. See, we're making D-Hop shirts. I don't care what you think.
D-Hop.
The domestic house of pancakes, fucking freedom toast and Boston waffles. That's gonna be our thing.
That sounds awful.
And freedom.
I don't know
fry.
why, but I feel like I'm not gonna like Boston waffles. I feel like they're not gonna taste good.
They're gonna be amazing. They're gonna
Are they?
be. You like Boston pride, Boston strong.
I feel like they're gonna be covered in beans.
You would have hid the fucking Boston bomber, wouldn't you? You son of a bitch.
Bullshit. That guy. What's going on with that guy? Is he? He's still in custody, but
that's a terrorist.
That's a terrorist.
That's a terrorist.
That's. We should play.
Terrorist or not terrorist?
Yeah, is that a terrorist?
Anybody? I don't know. That wasn't politically motivated, though.
Yes, it was.
No, yeah, I think it was.
How? He bombed a marathon.
He was because he was trained in. He was in Al Qaeda.
Trained? Oh, was he? Still trained. What political effect would that have had on anything?
I think it's just because he hated America. That's it.
All right.
But
see, Jack Me Off has a good one there. I would Frankie fries and Frank toast are good. I'm in for that.
I think it's kind of strange that this guy yesterday, his name was Frank.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we all know there's only one Frank in the world.
As soon as I heard Frank James, I texted Frank. I go, "Are you going by your middle name again? Because now I'm going to get a word."
You didn't text your friend James.
Let's be honest. Listen, this is what we have to do because I've noticed this. People who have two first names as their full name, they're most likely going to be a murderer, a serial killer, something along those lines. So get them in therapy, young
Elton John,
as they can, right?
Mm-hmm. And also never let them rent a van. That's
never.
Let's see.
Should be the first thing.
So.
Elton John, George Michael.
But that's not really his. That's not his real name. Those aren't their real names.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Fucking Jack is on fire today.
I hop.
I hop. That would be
Nailing
good.
it.
That would be good. It's fucking hysterical.
Robin, why am I Frankie Fast Hands?
Somebody, I don't know. Somebody said also that not all terror is for political gain. There it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think maybe
I don't
that's
think it
not,
has to be political. It's
maybe
just
that's
that
not the
people.
actual definition, but I think it should be. I think, and I also think that if you're trying to, again, I keep saying this, but if you're trying to interrupt people's daily, if you're trying, like if we live in a free society and you're just going out there and shooting a bunch of people because you want to affect that, you don't want people to feel safe and free, I think that's also terrorist too.
All right,
But
so it
I
doesn't
think
have
that's
to be
politically
political.
motivated to a degree.
It
Well,
doesn't
we
have-
have to see what this guy says tomorrow.
Well, what about the Unabomber? Yeah, I don't think that was political, right? He was just being a fucking nut job, right? And he was just bombing shit.
Yeah. What about, remember the sniper in Washington D.C.?
That's right.
Oh yeah.
I think
People,
that was.
I think it's just people who cause terror on a somewhat big scale. Like if you're like if you've punched someone in the face, you're causing terror to that one person. But if I think it has to be a little bit
On a
bigger of a
scale.
scale.
My husband would
Yeah.
call me a terrorist then. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it has to be a little bit of a medium to large scale. You're causing terror. You're a terrorist.
Oh, so then my youngest child would definitely be classified
That's
as
possible.
You have a child terrorist. You're raising children.
Absolutely.
terrorists. Yes.
Also the guy, I forgot where he was, but he looked like a real nut job, and I think it was the Batman movie that he went into and shut up the theater.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
He had two first names?
I think so. See? And he was a ginger. Don't trust gingers.
Also Bruce Wayne.
Oh,
Michael Scott.
See?
Michael Scott's all right, though. Michael Scott never hurt nobody.
I see.
He may have affected those Scott's tots a little bit, but I think they all got over it.
All right.
I think they all made it through. Let's talk about this woman who was duct taped to an airplane seat. I mean,
Yes.
maybe
I don't
the
mind that.
best thing I've ever seen.
Wait.
Is there a video to this? Can we see this?
There's a
I
picture.
will. I'll put the picture in the chat for everybody who's watching the chat live or the replay.
So tell us the story. What happened here?
She was being unruly. By the way, I do sort of love this rule that we have where it's like, if you're being unruly on an airplane, the best we can do is duct tape the shit out of you to a seat.
I think that's pretty great. I
Yeah.
think that's the best anybody could do.
Like, I don't know why, because this is like the fourth or fifth or 20th person I've seen duct tape to a seat. I don't know why nobody has said, hey, maybe we should put a pair of handcuffs on a plane. Just to kind of like see. Like, we're skipping the professional equipment and sticking with the duct tape.
I think duct tape is the way to go because it's so versatile. You could also tape things.
Yeah.
With handcuffs, they only have one function for the most part.
Yeah, and it's less embarrassing when they unlock handcuffs versus when they have to like cut the tape.
Cut
The
you out
tape
of the
is
seat.
embarrassing.
Are you the last one? You're probably the last one off the plane too. They have to cut you out. They wait till everybody leaves.
Oh, everybody's got to walk past you. That's great.
That's fun.
Fucking great. A woman was duct taped to her seat on an American Airlines. Sorry, I think I said Delta before. An American Airlines plane after she allegedly attacked the crew and tried to open the door mid-flight.
Hello. Yeah, that's reason enough to duct tape someone.
She is facing an $81,950 fine, the largest handed out by the FAA to date.
That's a very weird number.
There's a viral video on TikTok when she was captured and bound to her seat going from Dallas to Charlotte, North Carolina on July 6th, 2021. She could be heard screaming, you at passengers filing past her as attendants calmly nodded their goodbyes. During the flight, which had been delayed about 3 hours, chaos erupted as attendants scurried about, locking bathroom doors and grabbing bags from overhead bins before the pilot asked the passengers to remain seated. Right before landing, a crew member said that the woman had an outburst and like had the urge to get up off the plane. She was saying, I need to get off this plane. She went up to the exits and started banging on the door saying, you need to let me off this plane.
Boy.
By the way, this just occurred to me. One of the only times I could think of where you are justified to hit a woman, no matter what. Like if a woman gets up and dodges for that airplane door.
Oh yeah, no, that's a knockout.
I prefer a tackle, but you do what you got to do to stop
her from opening the door and killing everyone on a plane. Yeah. If you have to knock her out, she has to be knocked out. I'm not for hitting any women, but if she's going to kill everybody on a plane, you knock her out.
I literally was under the thing of you never ever have to hit a woman until as I was reading this, I go, if I'm there, you got to knock her out of the way. You got to get,
It's like one of those things. Like if someone's drowning and you go out to save them and they're pulling you under,
you got to knock them out.
You have to knock them out. You have to hit them, or you have to get them to stop pulling you down. And a big technique of that is punching them, hitting them, so you can bring them up.
Really?
Otherwise, they're going to drag you down.
Frank, you definitely do this during the night, right?
Yeah, I'm going to call it. Can you text his wife, Janine? Because
it's not intentional.
Hold on. I'm see if she's okay.
I don't swing intentionally. It's all accidental.
Text the code, though. Just don't make it obvious.
Oh, we have one.
He has her phone.
I am not for hitting women.
Jack, I think maybe Jack's left to go rub one out. On what? Talking about serial killers?
That was awful fast.
The guy was possibly homeless, so that might have revved your engine. I don't know.
Vroom, vroom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
This woman was taped.
Yes. Yeah,
was she on the plane alone? Was she the only family or anybody?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if she had family with her. But we've all kind of been there. We were kind of, like we were talking about this the other day with the JetBlue people. They were like, "We just got to get off this plane." But there's something in you that keeps you together. Once you go, I'm going to open the door in the middle of the fucking flight.
That's a terrorist.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine? They open it. People get sucked out of that. That's insane.
Yeah.
You got to restrain the. If you could avoid punching a woman, fine. But the duct tape is justified, I think, in this.
I would never. I forgot what I paid for my iPad, $1,300. I would never throw that thing ever, except if you were trying to open up a fucking plane door. I would
30,000 feet.
Would hurl it out you as fast as I could, as hard as I could.
I'm sure American Airlines would reimburse you.
I would hope so. What if you missed? And they were like, it didn't do anything.
It did nothing. You just broke your stupid iPad.
Like I tried, motherfucker. What do you want from me?
Yeah, it just hit the wall and exploded.
Yeah, it would be in that. That's why I always ask for a hot cup of coffee on a plane, because I go, in case I got to throw this in some crazy woman's face.
Nice.
As she lunges
or some other part of her body.
So now, if you have the option, if they say, do you want this seat or not? Are you going for that emergency exit seat?
Oh, would you talk about? No, I don't go for the emergency exit seat.
Why? Why not?
No, I don't want any added responsibility on the airplane.
Someone's got to do it. You don't want it to be you.
And let me tell you the bullshit. People go, "Oh, I go for the extra legroom." What? This? It's a fucking,
Don't do that in front of Frank.
What is that? What?
That's what your wife does behind your back.
Right.
That's messed up.
You asked for it. You don't know what this is. You walked right into it.
I couldn't see
what she
for
said.
a second. I was looking at the chat. I didn't see it.
Yeah, but I think that that whole, here's what I like. Here we were talking about who's afraid of flying and whatever. The reason why I'm not afraid of flying is because the peaceful thing about flying is once you're in that seat you're on that plane, that's it. It's over. Your responsibility for there's nothing you can do that's going to save you from
That's not true.
Whatever's going to happen on that plane.
That's not true. You have to secure your oxygen mask and then get it on your kids' faces or whatever.
Right.
You got to do that. What if you land in water? You got to make sure you get out. You get the flotation. There's lots that could happen that you have to help.
Once you're in the water, okay, fine. You got to spring into action. But once you're on that plane, you're all in the pilot's hands. And whatever
that's kind of true, yeah.
He or she is doing,
you have to turn your device to airplane mode.
That's true.
I never do that. Go ahead.
I don't know. Am I being a jerk here? Let me put this out there to you guys.
Probably not.
I'm on a plane.
I hope this doesn't end with him hitting a woman, because
I didn't hit anybody. I'm on a plane by myself. I'm flying. I forget where in the United States, short, maybe 3-hour flight. And
You're by
it's
your
me.
you're not with anybody else. There's
Not
people
with
on the
anybody
plane.
I know. There are lots of people on the plane.
Okay.
So I'm sitting. I have my seat. There's an empty seat, and then there's a guy. I'm at the window. He's in the aisle. He's on his phone and he's texting someone, talking to someone. We're about to take off, and I turned to the guy and I was like, you have to shut that. I told the guy you have to turn that to airplane mode or whatever. I don't know. I told him. I said you have to. He goes, oh yeah, no problem. And he shut it off.
Mm-mm.
But am I a dick?
Yes.
For doing that?
Yes.
Why?
Why is he a dick?
Because it's not your responsibility.
I see a guy on his phone.
First of all,
doesn't
it's
that supposedly F with all the equipment?
No,
or whatever?
it really doesn't.
How do you know?
If I was on a plane next to you, if I was this guy and you told me this, I would be pissed off the rest of the flight, and I would purposely eat stuff to make my fart smell really bad and fart in your direction. Case closed.
You're entitled to eat whatever you want and fart in whichever direction you want. But when it comes to everybody's safety, if you're on your phone texting someone, I'm sorry.
No,
I'm calling
Frank,
you out.
But it doesn't really matter.
How do you know?
Because I just know. Okay, I know people
I
who know.
know.
I know people who know
classic.
people.
Oh, okay.
Because
I just know.
Because there is no way that everybody on the plane has turned off their phone. There is no way. There is absolutely no way.
Why would they ask you to do it a million times if you're not supposed to?
Yeah, but you know what, though? They're not confirming. They're not looking at your phone.
Fine.
You could just
maybe
say, yeah, I
number.
did, and then not do it.
Well,
I've done that.
Maybe it's the more people that are on their phones. Maybe that screws it up. Maybe a handful of people isn't going to do anything. But what if it's 20, 30 people are on their phones and it screws up with some kind of radar or whatever the hell's going on? I don't know.
Well, then we need to fix that problem because that sounds like something of the past.
We certainly do. But until it's fixed, if they're asking us, you got to turn off your electronic devices until we're in the air, or you got to set your thing to airplane mode. They're asking you to do that for a reason.
I can't believe you did that. I can't believe
absolutely.
You just
and the guy
just
jumped on board. He said, "Yep,
mouth.
no problem," and he shut it off.
Really, he didn't like backhand. He probably backhanded Frank, and then Frank just sat there the rest of the flight, pissed off, farting at him.
What if? All right, hypothetical. What if something goes wrong with the plane? And I'm the asshole sitting there going, well, I saw this guy was on his thing and it's totally screwed up. And we ended up crashing. It's all my fault. I could have
That's what you envisioned. You were like, you saw him on your phone and you didn't say anything? That's
all my fault.
Yep. Like Anthony says, as soon as you sit in your seat, you have no more responsibility. It's not
true.
It's not your responsibility to tell someone to turn off their phone.
If I could do something that keeps us in the air, I'm going to do it.
There is no doubt in my mind that he just said yes just to shut you up.
I saw him shut it off.
Yeah, I don't think so.
He was sitting one seat away from me.
No, I cannot believe you, Anthony. Would you ever say that to someone? Hey, man, you want to shut off your phone?
Okay, I
didn't say it like that.
I would.
Hey, man, don't be a dick.
I have a big question here. I have an important question. Did the flight attendants do their up and down check?
They did.
And they saw him and didn't say anything?
They didn't see him.
How could that be? They checked for seatbelts and
took
phones.
it out after they walked by. And they were sitting down. They were in there.
Which everybody does. Everybody does this.
They sat down and they put their seatbelt on. We were about to take off.
Seinfeld episode.
I was giving this guy every minute I could. I was like, all right, I'm going to wait until we're on the runway about to take off. I gave him all the time I could. And then we were about to go. We were literally, the engines were about to rev and we were about to take off. I was like, dude, you got to put that on it. Shut that off. And he went, oh, yeah, no problem. And he shut it off.
I'm surprised.
I gave him as much time as I could.
No, you know what? He probably just yesed you to death. He in his mind, he was like, either I'm going to punch this punk ass in his mouth or I'm just going to tell him, I'm just going to yes him to death. And that's it. Here's
the other part. He was on his laptop. And he was texting and making call, doing all kinds of shit. And I was like, you gotta, and he closed his laptop. He had his laptop open or closed. I don't remember that part, but he was on his phone or something. And it was like, you gotta shut that off before we take off and everything. He said, oh yeah. And he sent like one last thing on his phone and then he shut it off. So that was it. I was like, I'm not going to sit here and have this guy on his phone while we're all taking off. We're all sitting there like this, and he's going, all right, yeah. Have you ever seen someone talking on their phone while the plane is taking off?
Wait,
You
he
don't see
wasn't
that.
texting. He was talking on his phone.
No, he was texting.
Oh,
But, he was like, and I was like, what do you can't do that.
Mm-mm. I cannot believe you did that.
I absolutely did that.
Thank you, DJ. I think Paige said it. Frank, only 10% of people do. She's right. Because here's
turn
the
off
thing.
their phones.
Well, switch it to airplane mode because they don't tell you to turn off your phone. They tell you to
Whatever
switch it to airplane. There is no way that they. First of all, it's like privacy. They cannot ask to see your phone.
That's fine.
So how do they know that you actually turned it off to
They're assuming you're trying to help everybody live and make it to the thing.
Oh God, we're back to COVID. Goodbye.
I can't.
Goodbye.
I don't understand why
oddly
nobody
is a
would do
COVID
that.
argument.
It's the easiest thing in the world. Just turn it to fucking airplane mode. Why is that such a big inconvenience? These are the plain rules. I didn't make the rules.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead. Ask me all the questions you want.
Say you're on the plane and you find out horrible news, right? Horrible news. And you're waiting for someone to respond back to you. You would turn off your phone?
What? Horrible news? Like,
yeah. Just like, I don't know, something personal that happened to your family, or like someone got sick or somebody got into a car accident.
Or we decided
like
to extend the podcast for another year.
Right.
Honestly, I would ask the flight attendant. I would tell her what's going on. I'd say, listen, I have an important call, life or death. I need to have my phone on. Is that okay? Is that safe? And I do what they would tell me. That's what I would do.
She would tell you go fuck yourself and go sit in the back and duct tape you to the seat.
If she said, for the safety of everybody on the plane, you have to turn your phone to airplane, I'd be like, all right, I have to do that. Because I'm in the air. See? There's nothing I could do. If it's life or death and I need to have the phone on, I would tell the flight attendant. I said, listen, this call is going to tell me whether someone's alive or dead or whatever the case may be. Can I have it on? And if they say no, what can I do? It's safety rules. I'm not going to jeopardize the whole plane because I have to have my phone on. There's nothing I could do anyway. I'm in the air.
So you're saying like it's basically like someone who's unvaccinated won't get a shot. I'm sorry. I'm acting like COVID's still real. Okay.
Oh God, yeah. Nobody gets COVID anymore. Only the mayor and people all around. You just had it 2 weeks ago.
Just amazing people have gotten in the last few weeks. Just amazing. It's truly amazing people.
Gone.
It's
you
gone.
Got it. You got it 2 weeks ago. You had it
from vaccinated people. Okay.
What does that mean?
Nothing. It means all you vaccinated people are bad luck.
Okay. Next topic, please.
I cannot believe that you said something. I am shocked.
I like rules are in place for a reason, especially on an airplane.
Such a rule follower.
Nothing. I'm sorry, but we don't know. We honestly don't know what goes on in an airplane unless you're a pilot or a flight attendant. You don't know the rules. You don't know what affects what, and that's why they go over stuff and they tell you turn your fucking phone off or turn it to airplane mode. Okay, you know better than me. I'm going to listen to you. Why would I not listen to them?
Okay. But
Am I...
I don't know. I don't know someone who turns their phone to airplane mode every time they go on the flight. Never.
I do it every time. You don't do that?
Next topic, please. There's been a few times where I've had to get answers before and I wasn't going to turn off my phone for that. I needed to know.
See, right? I've never had that. I've turned mine off only for the reason too of like I never thought about it as I'm breaking the rules or following the rules. But when you're on vacation, I think there's something. I'm one of those like I'm gonna unplug people. I like.
Come on, well, here's the thing. At a certain point after you take off, it doesn't work until they turn on the Wi-Fi on the plane. I'm sure as soon as the Wi-Fi is turned on, you're like, okay, how can I get up back to turn?
That's fine if they have Wi-Fi and you're allowed to use it.
Wonderful. No, I hated when they started doing Wi-Fi on the plane. I don't want to
Why?
fucking check email and go on Twitter and like that's regular life. I enjoy that stuff on regular life. When I go on a plane, I'm fucking reading a book or I'm watching a movie. I don't want to be bothered with anything in the real world. Nothing. I want to be completely detached from everything. But again, I've never had that where I need my phone on to hear news. I've never had that
No.
situation, so I don't know. I'd probably keep my phone on too, like you.
Well, you also
but-
don't care much about people, so
I would ask
I get it.
the flight attendant and say, "Listen, this is my situation. When can I turn my phone back on, or can I keep it on? Because I need
Yeah, well,
to
that's
know."
the other thing too. Like, okay, let's say your cousin's dying. Okay, what is you finding out at 3 o'clock versus 4:45 gonna make? What
When
difference
you
is that
land,
gonna make a difference?
Yeah.
because I need to know right away.
Oh, okay.
I can't.
How am I
Frank? Oh, I can't wait. Okay, who wants to go on a plane? Frank, me, you, Anthony. We're gonna go someplace,
Great.
and I'm gonna sit right in the fucking middle.
I will
And
rat you out in a second.
I know you would.
Ding, 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 ding. She doesn't have her
I
phone
know
in
you would.
airplane mode.
I'm gonna be like, and he didn't vote for Trump.
I'd get a round of applause.
No,
I will say I'm a little surprised you said something though. I'm with Janine on that. I'm surprised. That doesn't seem like
I
you.
felt
Because-
a little bit of
I
responsibility.
know, but you know what, Frank? Here's the thing. As we know, there's a lot of crazy people out there. So he could have gotten very mad at you and punched you in your face.
I was ready to handle whatever he was going to do.
How long of the flight were we talking about here?
2-3 hours.
That's still a long
Or
commitment
made
to
you
have
suck
some.
on it.
It was fine. We were fine. He was like, "Yep, no problem." And he shut it off.
What would you have done if he would have been like, "I'm doing something important. I'll get off in a second, asshole"? What would you have done?
I'm like, "We're taking off. You could turn it back on when they tell you." I would have argued. I wouldn't have been like, "Oh, okay." Oh.
What if he said, "Mind you, in business,"
I'm like, "This is my business."
and then called you a Biden lover?
Mm.
Definitely.
This was years ago, and I don't even think Biden was running for anything yet.
Alive.
That doesn't make any sense.
All right, hold on a second.
Body
Is this
double.
true? You can't open up the door in flight because of the air pressure?
Yes.
That doesn't sound right. I feel like the air pressure
Okay,
is on
when
the
did Janine become a fucking airplane expert?
It makes sense.
She knows when the Wi-Fi works.
First of all,
the door
the
opens.
the pressure's on the inside. The inside pushing out. So you should be able to push it out.
Of
But I
course
thought
you're
it
gonna get
creates a
sucked.
vacuum and sucks you out. So wouldn't
That's
the
what I'm
door?
saying. The door
because
opens
don't
out.
you have to pull the door in first and then turn it and then push it out? Isn't that how those doors work?
The door opens outward, I thought.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think it automatically goes out. I think the door opens. I think you pull the whole door in, don't you? And then you have to like turn it or something.
I don't know.
I don't know. But I feel like there's a lot of pressure inside pushing outward because there's not a lot of, the air is thinner up 30,000 feet in the air. So the cabin is pressurized. And when the cabin door opens, you lose pressure, which is why you got to put an air mask on, oxygen mask.
I just think that's funny. J-Sab's hopping around with water in her hair.
Yep. See, you're not supposed to do that. That's why.
Is that from
that's the final
right?
episode? Yeah.
I just know that if you fucking make a motion towards that door and you're not wearing a fucking Delta uniform, you're getting an iPad to the forehead. That's what I know.
That's justified.
That's all I know. And I'm taking whatever a spoon or butter knife I got, and I'm going right to your jugular until you're fucking down on the ground and not a threat anymore. I'm not taking any chances.
I have to say, obviously, I think for the most part, people know how to act on planes, right?
Yeah.
But then you get some crazies who like don't have any social what's the word? Any social manners at all, and they don't know how to like people talking to themselves, going crazy, or just think that they're the world. Like, there's a lot of people who are like, well, I shouldn't have to do that, or I shouldn't have to sit here,
or I shouldn't have to turn off my phone.
Yeah. Oh, whoa!
Doesn't that fall into the category?
You just slapped me, Frank.
Doesn't that fit into the category you're talking about?
No.
One time I was on a plane and somebody was minding their own business, eating a cracker, and some other savage piece of shit slapped it out of their hand in midair.
at the suggestion of another savage piece of shit.
That's never been confirmed, but
That's
everybody
absolutely
thinks that
confirmed.
Frank is such a nice guy.
Come on,
He's
that was
not.
hilarious.
He's not. Definitely not.
He is definitely not a nice guy. By the
He
way,
bullied that guy on the plane. He was like, "Yo, shut your fucking phone off before
I asked him very
shut you
nicely.
off."
and he slapped the cracker out of the other guy's hand because he didn't like the way he was buttering it.
I slapped it out of his hand because it was hilarious. And for anybody coming at me, he was a friend of ours. He still is a friend of ours.
Well, I don't
Who
know.
was it?
You know him. He hosted the thing on Saturday.
Pizza maker.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, that would have been funny to see. So you definitely get a pass at that.
Thank you.
It was top 5.
Not
choice.
for the pass, not for the phone, but
Thank you, Stella by the Sea.
what?
She wrote, Frankie, you are not a dick. You make my job easier.
What's your job? How does Frank make your job?
She's probably listening to us while she's working.
Oh wait, is she a flight attendant or a pilot? That would
Ooh,
help.
are you? Do you work on the airplane?
That'd be helpful. By the way, this is why all the teachers in school liked Frank, because he was like, you forgot to give us homework.
No, I never did that shit.
Wait,
Never did
teacher,
that one.
it's Friday, 2:55. Where's our homework?
I may have sounded like that, but I didn't say those words.
Wait, you forgot to give us our test too today.
Oh God, Frank, such a rule. Did you ever break any rules at all?
When it comes to
ever?
safety, when it comes to people, an airplane staying in the air, I'm going to follow the rules.
An
No?
airplane staying in the air.
I don't know what cell phones do
think
to equipment.
Hmm.
I
Is
don't
that
know.
a myth though? Is that a really? I've heard people
Right.
say that.
It's a
Yeah.
myth. It's
In the
not
last
a
few
real
You
years.
don't know that. You're just saying
Yes.
that because you want your phone on. You're just saying it. You have
No,
you have
because
no
don't you-
reference.
because before planes had airplane mode, not everybody turned them off. You can't, like I said before, you can't go around and say, "Let me see that your phone's turned off." These flight attendants just assume that you did, or they don't really, because they're babysitters too. Let's be honest, they are.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, but they are.
And
Do you
if
want something
Stella
to
by
drink?
the Sea,
Do you want something to eat?
I'm
Turn off
with
your
ya.
phone.
I'd be like, "Do you want something to drink? It's over there. Go get the fuck yourself. Wait, your leg's broken, cocksucker."
I'm telling you, if
Exactly what I said to Good.
listen, if it's come to a matter of people's safety, then if one guy is breaking the rule, I'm gonna be like, dude, can you just, plus I don't want to, my own safety as well. I'm like, can you, do, I don't want to crash because you have to send an email. I really don't care about your email at this point.
I gotta say, I probably would have turned to this guy and be like, "Are you fucking running Microsoft and turn your fucking phone off? It's not
Exactly. Thank you.
Son of
No,
a
you
bitch."
wouldn't have, Anthony. You'd be like, "Ugh."
I would have been like this.
Can you just tell me when the flight attendant comes around? I want some more Pringles.
Thank you. Look at Stella by the Sea.
What she said.
When I deadhead as a flight attendant, I would tell a passenger to put it in airplane mode. Exactly. That's the rule. You have to do that. And I think, Stella, if you could clarify, do you happen to know why we do that? Why do we put it in airplane mode? Does it affect anything? Do you know the reasoning behind it? I'm sure they're not just doing it to be pains in the asses. I'm sure that it's for safety reason.
Also, I've seen flight attendants on their phone before, like on takeoff.
That's
takeoff.
shocking.
Maybe setting it to airplane mode. Or playing a game. You could play a game.
Wait.
You can still use your phone.
Did they pull out their phone and hold their breath and then put the phone back and then breathe?
What?
Exactly.
Remember?
I don't get it.
I held my breath to take the picture and put the mask back on.
Oh, I got it. Thank you.
I would like to know how Dr. Fauci feels about this, and then whichever side he lands on, I want to be on the opposite side. He's not cool anymore.
Here it is.
Yeah.
I like jack me off for $5. If Chris Rock tries to open a plane door and Will Smith is on board, is the second slap allowed?
That's true.
That is the only way we can justify a second Will Smith Chris Rock slap.
Oh,
is
you
if
think
Chris
so?
goes for the fucking door on a plane.
Good.
That's it.
100% approved.
Yeah,
That
then we'd all be like,
slap
we're totally on Will's side.
Yeah, slap is 100% approved.
Thank God Will was there. Slapped the shit out of Chris Rock.
Hell yeah.
Save us all.
Chris Rock goes down, baby, not the plane.
See, but Will Smith strikes me as the kind of person that would tell somebody to put their phone on airplane mode. And that scares me if you're on the same side, Frank.
See, that's unconfirmed if he would do that.
He feels like that type of a person.
Yeah, but he probably flies private planes.
That could also be true. I have so many questions for Shell by the Sea because my only experience, well, not my only experience, but my main experience with flight attendants was a horrific one. Remember I told that story all the time about the fucking the bag that popped open?
It's refresh. So
You remember? Okay, I was working baggage at JFK for British Airways.
Oh, yes.
The bag came flying down, popped open. There was
a bunch of toys,
boas and toys and all sorts of
My guess it was probably like a salesperson, maybe, or someone who's just into all that. Doesn't matter.
Or Janine.
Again, all the people go like every flight attendant's like this. I don't. That's the impression I've always had. Now I don't know if it's fair or not, but that's the impression that I've had.
Right.
Yeah, that would be like traveling with Janine. I was terrified when we were in North Carolina. Thank God she was pregnant. I feel like it was only like 50%.
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah. I missed that one. What did you say?
Not important. It's not important.
No,
I said that's why I want to travel with you, and that's why I was horrified in North Carolina. But you were pregnant, so I feel like it was a
lessened.
side. Yeah,
you're right. Somewhat
soften the blow a little bit. Needless to say, Jumpstart Coffee sponsors this episode, and boy, are we proud of them. 50% of the proceeds from their sales go over to the great, phenomenal, wonderful Navy SEAL Foundation, who fight for our freedoms every day. They're the reason why we can sit here and argue about plane etiquette and who is right and who's wrong, because the Navy SEALs give us our freedom. And of course, Jumpstart Coffee Company tries to help them, especially those who are starting to phase out of their service and get into that veteran status. Very important. So when you purchase a bag of Jumpstart, like Frank's holding up right there, you'll be supporting us. You'll be supporting Jumpstart Coffee, which is, by the way, phenomenal coffee.
Agreed.
And you'll be supporting the Navy SEALs as well. The greatest coffee I've ever had. I'm so happy to say that. It's the only coffee I've ever endorsed. Everybody else on the show loves drinking it all the time. You can say 50% off your order right now when you use the promo code AOA15 by clicking the link in the description below.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing.
So good.
Quickly, Gilbert Gottfried's cause of death. He hit his head on the hotel bed.
Too soon.
Honestly,
too soon.
No, he had a heart condition.
I thought it was he had a muscle. He was fighting some kind of muscle.
Glad you guys both did your research.
Disease, disease of the muscles. I don't remember.
No, actually, what it was he refused to turn his phone off on an airplane.
You see,
and he got bitch slapped.
That's what happens.
And then he flew out the plane.
He had he succumbed to a heart abnormality called recurrent ventricular tachycardia, an arrhythmia caused by myotonic dystrophy type 2.
Oh, the shot. Okay.
Man.
Yeah. And somebody else died trying to explain what that was. So that's why I'm not going to.
Don't. We got to follow the rules. That was like a mouse sneeze. God bless you.
I can't help but think, that he wouldn't have squeezed a couple more years out of life if he wasn't always straining himself like this,
Right.
Maybe. But he was, that's such a huge loss. And he was, 67?
67, so young.
Super
close to Bob Saget, too. They were very, very close.
Yep, Bob Saget. It's just, I feel like lately comedians have been dropping. Bob Saget, Louis Anderson,
Norm Macdonald. This is the year of the dead comedian. We've lost a lot of great.
And we're only beginning of April? What the hell?
And Louis C.K. is still here with us. Son of a bitch. No justice in the world.
Him and his penis revved up to go.
He's ready if you are.
Never heard Gilbert Gottfried jerking off in front of people asking to watch.
No.
Oh, he definitely has.
The two, when I think of Gilbert Gottfried, the two funniest, and I cry laughing every time I see both of these things. One is, we lost Janine. One is he was on Hollywood Squares,
Mm-hmm.
and he was the last square. All the other squares were filled, and the two people were going for a 5-square win. You could win that way. You don't have to get it in a row. You get 5 out of the 9 squares. And he was the last one, and it's on YouTube. You could see it. They kept going to him, and he kept giving an answer, and they kept giving the I agree or I disagree, and they were wrong. It happened like 8 times, and every time the person would say I agree, he'd go, "You fool," and after every time, and they'd go, "I disagree, you fool," and after a while, everybody on the panel and all the squares were just yelling, "You fool," because they all knew it was wrong, and they just couldn't get the last square filled. And I died laughing. It was so funny. That's one of them. And when he does the roasts,
Yeah.
the roast's a classic, and he nails it every time. He's hysterical.
Mhm.
The Bob Saget roast was when he roasted Bob Saget. That we just watched that. My wife and I just watched it yesterday after we heard the news. We were like, "Oh, we should watch some." We watched some Gilbert Gottfried stuff. We watched that. We watched the roasts, and he's just timeless. He has such a great, not just the voice, his delivery, and the jokes he told were just so well crafted. He was such a genius. He was great.
He was
big
great.
Loss.
He was great in that one where they told the filthy. What was it? The
Aristocrat joke.
The aristocrats. He was great in that. I'll tell you what sticks in my mind always, and I hate that it does, but it just does. Problem Child. He was the principal in Problem Child.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
He was great at that too.
And
He's
Kramer
great
was
in everything.
In Problem Child too.
Kramer was in Problem Child. Yep.
Yeah. Stella by the Sea. We have to do like a whole segment with Stella because I have a lot of questions for flight attendants. J Sabs, you are a flight attendant's nightmare. Then it's why do I need to put my seat forward? Why should I put my seatbelt on? Why can't I use the bathroom? Although the seatbelt sign is on. What the fuck?
Thank you, Stella by the Sea.
Sure.
I agree. Stella. But I agree. Thank you for seeing what I'm talking about and supporting.
Yeah. Janie with the super chat. Appreciate that as always, Janie. The support is from you. Phenomenal. Appreciate
Yeah, unbelievable.
So
wow.
All you need to know is that's an abnormal heart rhythm that will kill you. Usually, if doctors know you have that, they put you on a pacemaker and defibrillator that will shock you out of that rhythm. I don't know why they didn't, or what happened with it that they didn't do that, or couldn't do it, or.
But I have a feeling. I'm sure the illness you described, I'm sure it's way more complicated than we know. I'm sure there's something that I'm sure they did everything they could do for him. I'm sure he didn't just be like, eh. I'm sure if they could just put him on if they could have just put him on a pacemaker or something, they would have. But
yeah,
I think it's just it's an unbelievable thing that so many just comedians in the last 4 months. I mean, Bob Saget, I think. It was Norm Macdonald, then Bob Saget, right?
It was Norm. Norm was first, yeah,
and that was late last year.
And Louis was right around the same. No, was it? No, Norm wasn't Norm like on New. Oh, Betty White, first of all.
Betty White,
right on New Year's Eve, whatever that was.
Yeah, New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Bob Saget, I feel like was right after New Year's.
Isn't it funny? It all just happened and I can't remember.
Man. No, it's brutal though. No, I feel like it wasn't that long ago, Bob Saget. I feel like he was like February or something. Can't remember. But no, it's terrible. Gilbert Gottfried was out of nowhere. It's like, I know they said he was battling this illness for a while, but nobody saw this coming, especially, and Bob Saget as well. Nobody was like, all of them, I feel like. Norm Macdonald was sudden.
Mm-hmm.
Louis Anderson again was sudden. I feel like none of them were like in a hospital or laid up somewhere. It was all kind of sudden for as far as the public knew.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like nobody really knew these guys were. Nobody knew Norm was sick for years.
Yeah.
And that was kind of known, but by very, very few.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Gilbert Gottfried, his tweet just a couple of days ago, it was actually his last Twitter, or second to last Twitter. Nope, it was his last Twitter. Which is worst? Which is the worst crime?
Right.
Chris Rock being physically assaulted or Chris Rock telling a joke?
Yep.
That was his last tweet.
I remember that one.
Fucking brilliant.
Yeah, he nailed it.
Because it's so true. Because honestly, the way Hollywood, fucking portrays everything, they act like his joke was the worst fucking thing in the world.
It was.
By the way, did you see this thing? I just kind of glanced at it quickly, but somebody is talking about the fact that Jada doesn't have alopecia. She's like, that's not alopecia. You don't have alopecia. Just because you shave your head doesn't mean you have fucking alopecia. And she has some sort of a scar on her head from when they fucking, what do they call it? The facelift?
No, that's not where Scar goes for a facelift.
I got to look at it. So supposedly somebody on the internet was like analyzing her fucking head and was like, this fucking scar that she says is alopecia is from her fucking, when they sliced her head and they pulled her fucking face back.
That's incorrect. You don't pull your, there's no facelift that goes from up here, I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong on that, but.
So you're an aeronautics expert?
You name it. Between me and my brother, we know everything. We know it all.
That's funny. That's pretty funny.
So R.I.P. Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah, and I miss Gilbert Gottfried. Social manners on the airplane are nearly extinct. It's sad. I don't get paid enough to get passengers to comply. It's true. Flight attendants, I don't know what they're making, but they're not making enough. Flight attendants, here's what the thing. I don't know you, Stella, but don't feel bad about what I'm about to say. But I always get not weary. I'm not weirded out by it, but I'm amazed by older flight attendants.
Why?
I feel like being a flight attendant is a young person's thing where it's like, I want to travel, I want to see the world. Somebody's gonna pay me to do it. It's gonna be great. Like once you start to get into your 40s and shit and 50s, like I feel like it would be harder to be a flight attendant where it's kind of like, I don't want to leave my family for fucking a week and a half. And
well, it depends. I'm sure there are older folk who maybe don't have a lot of family and just want to travel. Yeah, a lot of people travel when they're older. They're retired, they travel. So why not be a flight attendant? All you got to do is you work for a few hours, you get off the plane, and you're where you are.
I feel like having a job and a family, being a mom and a dad, and raising the kids with jobs, tough. Doing that when you're a fucking flight attendant is even
absolutely
tougher.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You got to have a support system around.
Yeah,
I feel like everybody who's like 45 and a flight attendant is like, give me them, those little fucking, give me the New York to Florida ones. That's where I want to be. I want to fucking go.
Maybe.
I'm back, clock out, and go the fuck home. Whereas I feel like the younger people are like, I'll fucking go to Dubai. I don't give a shit. Put me on the Dubai.
Yeah, but I'm sure there are older people who they just like to travel. Maybe they don't. Maybe they do have family, but maybe I'm sure a lot of them don't, and they just want to be flight attendant. They love to travel. That's their deal. I see a lot of older flight attendants. There's nothing. I don't think that's too weird.
Don't get me wrong. I do get a little comfortable. Like this motherfucker knows. She knows. She's been around the clock. She's not gonna take no shit. She knows what time it is. Mm-hmm. She's going to be there to defend me when I hit a woman for going for the door. It's going to be a whole thing.
She'll back you up.
She's going to back me up for sure. Megan Kelly. Why do I call this? Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox. They were at an event and Machine Gun Kelly went to go have a little PDA and she fucking shrugged him off.
She pulled a Melania, huh?
Trouble in Paris. Can you take 5 minutes off?
Put it up for me like that. That was an easy one.
Yeah, Trouble in Paradise, perhaps.
All right.
I don't know.
Well, you never know. Maybe she was taking some picture. That doesn't mean anything 100% of the time.
No, it's bad.
Is there more to it?
It is bad.
Or is it
nobody's really saying anything about it, really.
I mean, she's wearing an engagement ring that, like, hurts if you take it off, right? One of those things.
I thought she was, like, wearing his blood or something. I thought they're
something weird. Crazy. Yeah, something.
The video is in the chat. If people want to go take a peek at it, he tries to kiss her and she literally just like does the.
Ooh,
yeah, it's bad.
Does he get to land the kiss?
No, never.
He pulls away, huh?
And then she just walks away to fucking take whatever picture in front of the step and repeat because this was like before they got onto like the actual like red carpet.
All right, I'm looking at the picture. I'm looking at the video right now.
Yeah, take a look. And on top of that, he's literally wearing one of my grandmother's old fucking.
Yeah, he is. It's not as bad as you're saying.
Are you insane?
It's not terrible. It's not great. It's not great.
Look at the look. Look at the little look she fires to him after.
Yeah, maybe they had a fight. It looks like they're fighting. If so, it doesn't
Mhm.
look like a. Yeah, that's where we just fought, and he's trying to make up. That's what that is. I don't think it's anything bigger than that.
Yeah, I don't know. All that
I'm
daddy
pulling for
shit.
them.
All that daddy shit's gonna start backfiring. I have a feeling this is the beginning of the end.
I don't know.
This is how it started going downhill for Jada and Will. Angelina from the Jersey Shore. You watch the Jersey Shore?
Not even once.
Hospitalized, not doing well at all amid a stressful divorce.
That's what happened.
She put herself in the hospital because I guess again she's feeling stressful. Her immune system is super low, stressed out over this divorce. She fucking if anybody watched this is when I was like watching it, she fucking married this guy she had no business marrying. They fought all the time on God's green earth. I don't know why she married this guy. Now she's fucking hospitalizing herself because she's divorcing him.
Mhm.
It's like the most insane. Like people, you look at this and you go, how did you ever expect this to be a real thing? And now you're in the hospital, stressed out because your shitty relationship that was on a reality show in Jersey didn't work out.
So she's basically hospitalized over stress.
Yeah,
All right. Well, that stress is no joke. It's a killer.
I don't even know how long they couldn't have been married for more than 2 years. I want to say it was at least a year, but it was
Right.
not a long time at all.
Were you pulling for them?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I don't know why people get married when they have no business fucking being married. All right, the OnlyFans girl, Frank, making $148,000 a year. Guess how many people
How many
are on her
fans she
OnlyFans?
has?
Yeah.
150,000 a year. I don't know what it costs to subscribe to OnlyFans. I'll say, I'm sure everybody, they set their own price?
Yeah, I think you can set your own price.
All right. Does she have, 10,000?
That's something I would have probably guessed around 10,000 too.
Okay.
1,900 OnlyFans subscribers, and she's pulling in $150,000 a year.
Holy cow.
Yeah, this is gonna make women upset, and also, well, I was gonna say gay guys, but probably just primarily women, but maybe some gay guys.
That is crazy.
She says she's known as Leanne London, and
I'm sure that's a real name.
She used to be a journalist. She turned to OnlyFans modeling, and she says she's making a fortune by getting freaky with married men.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
1,900 people. All right. Let's do some math here.
You figure that out for me. Her thing is your wife boring you? Does your girlfriend nag you all the time? Come and escape the boredom with me. That's in her OnlyFans bio. The enticing invitation is inked below several saucy snapshots of the social media siren from Lincolnshire, London, in lacy lingerie and leather thigh-high boots.
When you break it down, it's not that much. It's only like $80 a year.
Is that right?
Per person.
Per person?
So 80 times what is it, 1,900?
Mm-hmm.
Is 152,000. So it's like a little under $79, $78 a year.
Well, okay.
Per husband.
All right.
Per fan.
She says it's like having your very own naughty online girlfriend at your fingertips 24/7. Adding that she regales her frisky followers with exclusive XXX pics and videos that are too naughty for anywhere else.
Good for her. She's making that bank.
Yeah, but going after husbands, like honing in on husbands and boyfriends.
It's not, it's her. It's on them. They're, they're the ones going in for this. That's their problem. She's just putting it out there.
I'm constantly shocked by your takes.
No, I mean, she's all right. Yeah, it might be wrong to target husbands, but it's the husbands who are signing up for this thing. They're wrong too. No.
Yeah, I would say so.
More on the,
Yeah.
It's probably like a 60-40, 70-30 kind of split.
100%.
Yeah. I mean,
Speaking
she's just
of which,
doing her, she's doing her thing.
J-Tabs cheat. Still don't know.
We don't know.
Still don't know.
What?
Wait and see.
Yeah. So.
And we're not going to get to the guy who divorced one of the 9 wives.
Next time. Or the penis one.
Or the penis one.
The penis electrified.
We keep bumping these topics.
Next time.
What else you got there, Frankie C? Anything else to wrap it up?
I am good. By
You
that
good?
jump start, baby.
Oh yeah, needed that today to get through today's show.
And you get the subscribe and save. They give you the tumbler for the next couple months.
Excellent point, my friend. Excellent point. Subscribe and save, where you get X amount of coffee, however much you want, every single month. Boom, you get a tumbler in the third month, and perhaps one of the most gorgeous tumblers that I have ever seen.
Yeah,
I
it's
will
really
fully
cool.
admit it's nicer than our own tumbler that we make on this show.
It's got the
true.
cool logo. It's got the Navy SEAL logo. Look at that. Oh, the Jumpstart logo.
The great logo.
Yeah.
Fucking great logo.
That is
Order
pretty
now,
cool.
like Frank said, do the subscribe and save, and you'll get that in month 3. They'll send you a bag or 2 or however much coffee you want in a month, every single month, and you'll save all for the price of each bag. Use the promo code AOA15. Do not forget to do that.
Do it.
That is it. Frankie C, Chase Abs,
Pleasure.
me, your old pal Ant. We're out. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Appreciate you guys sharing the episode around, especially on Facebook where we're banned.
Show me potato salad.
Catch you next time.
Maybe we should go now. Go ahead.